On August 31st, 2023, fire ripped through this building, killing 76 people and leaving scores injured. It became one of the worst fire disasters in modern-day South Africa. And in the aftermath, the Khampempe Commission of Inquiry was established to get to the bottom of what had happened.
That commission basically had two elements that it was looking at. The first one, it was looking at the tragedy that happened at Usindiso. What were the causes, what happened there, and ultimately it was looking at who is to bear responsibility for what took place.
And its findings were damning.
What the commission found was that the city bear partial responsibility for the tragedy in that they failed to, one, they neglected the building, which is a building that they owned as the municipality, and then two, that they had not also looked at their own bylaws, enforced their own bylaws.
The city's bylaws in question were gazetted in 2014. They gave the municipality mechanisms to identify, declare, inspect, intervene in, and enforce action against problem properties. That includes buildings that are dilapidated, abandoned, structurally unsound, or illegally occupied, such as Usindiso.
So there was a neglect from the municipality, and that neglect did exacerbate the number of lives that were lost.
And as per its mandate, the city was tasked with providing safer, more suitable emergency and temporal accommodation to the survivors. However, 3 years later, they say the city never fulfilled that mandate. Instead, they were left homeless and abandoned to fend for themselves on the streets.
I
live on the street. I was living in the building before it burned down, but I was never relocated. My stepdaughter died in that fire. We depend on whatever scraps of food we can afford. We use this fire to keep warm. Bathing is another struggle.
Usindiso lost 2 relatives in that fire. However, he says upon his return from their funerals in the Eastern Cape, he found himself tossed out onto these streets. And when he inquired from authorities as to why he was never relocated, they never gave him an answer.
But in that group were people we didn't even know. People who never lived in that building and were never victims of the fire. The whole process was a mess. That's why we're still here. The City of Joburg knows about us. They come here all the time, taking pictures, but they've never said one word about relocating us.
They say they cannot return to their places of origin because there are no jobs there. They came here to hustle, and whatever little money they make has to go to their families back home, so they simply cannot afford to move or rent elsewhere. We also tracked down those that the city did relocate.
You see this bullet hole? The bullet was fired all the way from Unit 162. It went through every shack, right to the end. And this happens here every day.
They say the temporal emergency accommodation provided by the city has never been safe, let alone conducive.
People here sleep on the floor because of the constant shootings.
They've been staying in this informal settlement for over 2 years.
A
lot of residents from Usindiso were relocated here, and 8 of them have since passed. This week alone, 3 people were shot dead. We live with gunshots every day. If criminals want something in your house, they just open and take it, and no one says anything.
Every day.
Not to mention, the place is always flooded. There are no drains. They have been promising to install them. But shouldn't that have been the first thing they did before building the shacks?
Another thing they complain about is space. We are told that the city allegedly spent millions constructing this place. And so far, people who previously occupied various hijacked properties, including Remington, Delvas and Boysons in the inner city, have also been relocated here. But all of them say the same thing. Safety here is a major concern.
There are children living here. No family should have been brought to a place like this. Any day this place could collapse. That's another thing they never told us. We are sitting on top of a mine. They hid a lot about this place from us.
We found the place already constructed. Each unit had already been numbered, with mobile toilets in place.
But these mobile toilets are hardly used. Residents say their location isn't safe, especially for women, because of the criminal activities here. As a result, many are forced to use buckets.
They are too far. We are scared to go there. The gunshots and the zamazamas don't help. It's just not safe. Even going to the shops, we have to cross a rail line. We get mugged, others raped. It's another disaster.
And so we ask, is the city upholding its mandate and bylaws, or has it failed the very same people it was meant to protect, starting with Usindiso residents? SABC News did request an interview with the City of Joburg on this matter, but they had not responded by the time of broadcast.
People should not be rendered homeless. In a place such as that, if there are people who are left behind, then it means that that mandate was not fulfilled entirely.
It's a death sentence. We have to die.
And when it comes to the alleged fire instigator, a case that has stalled for 3 years, that could change on Monday, the 17th of August, when the High Court is finally expected to deliver its ruling. Nomvuyo Ntanjana, SABC News, Johannesburg.